Bom dia, bonjour, ciao. Imagine waking up to a view like this every day. Mountains, ocean, sunshine, a charming European village, and knowing you're living a life that feels like a dream. Well, for the past 3 years, that's exactly what we've been doing. My wife, Leslie, our son, Wolf, and I left the United States behind and made the beautiful island of Madeira, Portugal, our home. Since then, we've traveled the world, built a sustainable life abroad, and completely transformed how we live. But let me be clear, this wasn't some magical, easy thing that fell into our laps. It took years of planning, careful financial decisions, and honestly, a lot of courage. Today, Leslie and Wolf are going to tell you all about how we made this move, the ups, the downs along the way, and how you can do it too. Before we get started, I have a quick favor to ask. If you're enjoying this video, or even just curious about what life abroad could look like for you, please hit the like button. It helps more than you know. Subscribe to our channel. It's free and helps us keep sharing our story. And leave a comment below. Even if it's just a simple hi, it makes a big difference in helping how we reach other people. All right, let's dive right in. Leslie and Wolf, it's over to you.
Hola everyone. So Alan gave you the big picture, but now Wolf and I are going to get into the nitty-gritty, how we actually made this life happen, the things we learned, and what life abroad really is like.
We'll share everything, finances, visas, where we've traveled, and whether we'd actually want to live in the places we visited and researched along the way. There's a lot to unpack, so let's jump right in. All right, Mom, let's start at the beginning. When did the idea of moving abroad first pop up?
It goes way back. Your dad and I used to daydream about traveling the world and living somewhere beautiful for years. Every time we went on vacation, we came back talking about what a dream life we could make there. We thought regular people like us, we can't do that. You have to be rich to live abroad.
I remember riding the Durango rail, and you would always dream about living up in Silverton.
Of course.
And you were always so afraid of heights. So what changed so that could become a reality?
It was a combination of things. Your dad and I realized we weren't getting any younger. We didn't want to wait until we were too old to enjoy traveling and exploring. We wanted to have time together while our health was still good. Plus, we started looking at the numbers, like really looking. When we realized it wasn't just possible, it was actually affordable, if we planned it right.
I remember you guys selling off everything, just absolutely everything. That was wild. Garage sales, auctions, hauling piles to Goodwill, giving things to just anyone that would take them. We had this silly elephant. Well, yeah, I was gonna say stupid, but I like the elephant. But an elephant had to go. It couldn't come along with us on our trip abroad. So here I am walking down the street with an elephant taller than I am to go and deliver it to one of our neighbors.
That was one of the first films I ever made.
It was. But it was really hard to sort through all of our treasures and choose only a few small boxes of things to keep. I mean, I was fairly stressed on myself, and I only had 20 years of stuff to go through.
Yeah, it was a massive life reset. We sold almost everything we owned, except for your dad's 1970 VW Bug, of course. We wanted to simplify our lives and focus on experiences instead of stuff. But we also knew that it was important to keep the most important stuff, especially for you, since we were dragging you along with us on this journey.
And setting aside everything that we had to get rid of, there was also a lot more processes to go through, like the D7 visa, and then on my end, the reunification visa, right? And both of these are what made moving to Portugal possible, as well as the NHR tax program.
Right, which is what your father and I have. So, exactly, the D7 was perfect for retirees or anyone with a passive income. We used your dad's Social Security income to qualify, and that was enough. The process wasn't easy. There's a lot of paperwork, just a whole bunch of little steps. It was 100% worth it, and we found some really good immigration experts along the way. They're on our list on our website.
We've become experts in the process ourselves, and at the very least, we know who to work with and where to go to find any answers to things we don't know.
Exactly.
At the beginning, we were lost.
Oh, absolutely. If you're thinking about moving abroad, you can't go wrong with our relocation team. You'll also come join our monthly meetup crew. You can join them through Patreon or through the website, which is it'llbefunretirement.com, but it's for everybody. We all work together to reduce the stresses and the overwhelm and just make the process go smoother.
Okay, let's talk about money, because that's what everyone wants to know, right? How do you afford to live abroad?
Good question. Not that you don't already know the answer. The first thing that we did was figure out how to live on just one Social Security check. We actually practiced in the United States for probably almost a year before we came. Since your dad is 9 years older than I am, we waited until he hit full retirement age to start collecting his Social Security. That way we'd have a larger amount that was coming in on a monthly basis.
And that one check is covering most of the day-to-day expenses here, right?
Exactly. It covers our housing, utilities, groceries, a few little extras here and there. Madeira Portugal, where we live, is so affordable that we're able to live comfortably on that income.
We also have investments, right?
Yes, we do. About 10 years ago, your dad and I decided to take control of our own investments. And that's when you first started learning how to do investing. We all worked together, went to many classes. We still take classes that we work together on. Learned how to manage our IRAs, our 401ks, and we took over all of it. It was intimidating at first, but it has given us so much freedom.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was intimidating for a while, but now I trade, invest online weekly for short-term, long-term income. And then alongside that, we also have this YouTube channel, which is developed into quite a thing, and our website that we've built together. It's our little family business.
Yeah, and it's actually quite nice. Right, that's where we earn the extra income for all the things like travel and unexpected expenses. For your dad and I, it's not a huge moneymaker, but it's enough to help fund the adventures that we love. And for you, along with managing the investments, it's all a full-time job.
All right, let's talk about the fun parts, traveling. We've been to many places since moving to Madeira. Let's go ahead and start with Italy. Would you live there?
Oh, Italy is magical. Rome, yes, I would live there. Genoa, the Amalfi Coast. But living there? Rome may be a little too expensive for us. However, we will go back and explore next year to find more cost-effective locations than Rome. The food and the culture are incredible, but the bureaucracy, it's infamous. It's not the easiest place to settle down, but we know we could figure it out, and we'd put the time in because there are special tax programs that you can qualify for, good inheritance laws for you. That would work in most favor, right?
And then what about France? We spent a whole month in France this year. And I have to say, France is tempting. The countryside is gorgeous, the food is amazing, and the healthcare system's top-notch. But the inheritance taxes are significantly higher than in Portugal, and the cost of living is a little higher too. If I moved out there, I wouldn't be able to eat out as much, but with all the wonderful cheese and bread shops, I think you'd be able to have everything you'd want to have. So I'm probably gonna keep it on my list. But for the next few years, Portugal feels more practical. Even paying taxes without the NHR, I love it here. Now, what about Spain?
Spain is great for visiting. The food, the culture. Spain was our first love, right? Malaga. Every time we go there, we think we should live here. But the visas and the citizenships just don't work for us as US citizens. We don't qualify for dual citizenship there. And it could take 10 years to qualify for a citizenship, and you'd have to give up your US passport. But there are special tax programs that are designed for active income for your dad and I in the system. It just isn't expat friendly as Portugal's. So I'm not sure it worked for us long term.
But you could always keep Spain on your list. Always has a warm spot in our hearts because Malaga was actually one of our first steps on this whole journey to eventually end up in Madeira.
Yeah, maybe a second home. Wouldn't that be awesome?
And then next up, let's go over Greece. I love Greece.
Remember how much fun you had on the islands, the food, the people? It was really a special place. But the healthcare system isn't as strong as Portugal's, and it can feel a bit isolating on where you are. Not to mention that the language uses a completely different alphabet, and when you're dyslexic like I am, it's not gonna work out real well.
I really would like to go back and hope to someday have a place in Crete. I mean, I'd like Crete a lot. Maybe a second home there someday. But at the end, for now, Madeira feels like home. I am excited to buy and own my own place. Yep.
I know, and you're already shopping, aren't you? Exactly. Madeira has everything that we need: affordable living, excellent healthcare, a strong expat community, which we have helped to build and get to share with folks. And it's a perfect travel hub for Europe. If you find yourself here, we even have a monthly It'll Be Fun happy hours that you're welcome to join us. That is as long as you promise to watch and love our videos forever. It's like a blood oath.
So, some final takeaways and advice. If someone's watching this and thinking about moving abroad, what would you tell them?
First, I'd say don't let fear stop you. We're just regular people. We didn't have millions in the bank or a huge safety net. It's all about planning and taking the leap.
And use resources. That's why we made the It'll Be Fun Ultimate Moving Abroad program, to give people a step-by-step roadmap. It is the best program out there, if I do say so myself.
Oh, exactly. You can find it at it'llbefunretirement.com.
Thanks for sticking with us today. Leslie and Wolf just shared so much about how we made this move, the lessons we've learned, and how it's completely changed our lives. We've traveled to places we never thought we'd see, built a sustainable life abroad, and discovered that you don't need millions to live a full life of adventure and meaning. But here's the one thing, you can do this too. Years ago, we didn't think this kind of life was possible for regular people like us. Now, after living here for 3 years, we can't express to you how grateful we are. There were moments like when Leslie's job went away, we were scared out of our minds. But we learned how to adapt, rely on a solid plan, and embrace the unexpected. If you've been dreaming of living abroad, there's no perfect time to start. Just start planning, start dreaming, and know that it's not only possible, it's so worth it. We put everything we've learned into the It'll Be Fun Ultimate Moving Abroad program to guide you. You'll find step-by-step advices on finances, visas, healthcare, and all the things we wish we'd known. You can buy it now at www.it'llbefunretirement.com. And while you're there, sign up for a free newsletter and join our monthly online get-together. It's a great way to connect with people who share the same dream of moving abroad. And trust me, having a community makes all the difference. We're so grateful for the life we've had here in Madeira and for all the adventures we've had as a family. If we could go back and do it all over again, the only thing that we would change is this. We should have done this sooner. Thank you so much for watching and supporting our journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment. It's one of the easiest ways you can help us keep creating the content like this. And remember, it'll be fun.